countdown has begun.
To the second annual Paranormal Restore. It was so successful the first time they knew they had to do it again. Hosted by Bruce Barraclough Jr. and St. Albans Sanatorium.
With special guest speakers, Eric Knapp, Pat Bizard O'Keefe, the Connor Sisters, Lyle and Tana Lotz from Twisted, and Chris Belazon, just to mention a few of the special guests.
This event is going to be held on May 21st, 2016, for the price of $50 per ticket, with the proceeds going back to restore St. Albans Sanatorium. Not only do you get lectures, but you also get investigations. Leave your mark on St. Albans just as it leaves its mark on numerous people that come through its doors.
Order your tickets online at www.stalbans-virginia.com.
Welcome to Within the Chaos with your host, Rodney Shortridge, and co-host, Robin Dalton.
Hello?
Hello? Is this Ronda?
Hi. No, this is Alex. I just want to... Sorry, Rhonda.
No, this is Rhonda. Okay, is Rhonda here?
Yes, yes.
I don't know where Rodney went. I don't know.
Oh, here we go. I'm sorry. I guess I didn't end this properly. My bad, y'all.
Oh, that's okay.
Did you hear any of my intro?
No.
Well, apparently I was switched off.
I'm sorry. I have to figure out how to end this, but I'm going to get off of here. You guys have a great show.
Okay, thanks. Okay. Let's try that again. Damn, and I did such a good job. I guess he switched me off. He's like, hell, I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear this stuff, bitch. Okay, let's try this again. Well, it already messed up the way I did it, but now I'm sad. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight. You can listen in by calling in at 516-387-1922, or you can go to the Vibe Radio Network website at blogtalkradio.com/Vibe Radio Network. From deep within the heart of the Appalachian Mountains, I'd like to welcome everyone and thank you for listening in to Within the Chaos. See, I at least got something out there funny. My name is Rodney Shortridge, and I'll be your, Sultan of Sexy host tonight, along with my paranormal sex queen, Robin Dalton.
Hey, y'all.
Tonight, our special guest is Ronda Caudill. Am I saying that right, Ronda?
Caudill.
Caudill?
Uh-huh.
Caudill.
Uh-huh.
She said, okay. Caudill. Okay. She is an author, publisher, and holds a PhD in education, and the owner of the famous Nickerson Sneed home located in Glade Springs, Virginia. I want to let everyone know that Robin and I, along with the Vibe Radio Network, will be at the Paranormal Restore on May 21st from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m., located at St. Albans Sanatorium, 6248 University Park Drive, Radford, Virginia. The cost is $50 per ticket, and vendor tables is $25 a space. You don't want to miss out on this amazing event. Not only do you get to hang out with your favorite radio network host, but you get to check out some amazing speakers within the paranormal field. Followed up by paranormal investigation from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. You get to enjoy a fun day of lectures conducted by experts in the paranormal field, and they get to join them for an investigation of the sanatorium. Listed as one of the most paranormal activity locations in the U.S. All event proceeds go to building maintenance and restoration. So, Robin, since I fucked up the beginning of the show, tell me how your week's going.
Well, you know me. from lovely Princeton, West Virginia. A lovely, eventful week, including tonight. On my way home, you were right. Dr. Pepper eventually might kill me. I was on my way home to stop to get me a bottle of Dr. Pepper. I haven't been drinking it a whole lot, but I've been drinking it every once in a while, and my son, God love him, drank the rest of it, so I stopped to get some. And being in the fantastic place I am, I got hit by a door by a jackass crackhead trying to get into the store to start a fight with the man in the store behind me.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I was freaked out. I was like, okay, that's it. I guess I'm going to have to get a gun. And Jeff said, no guns because you'll kill somebody just for looking at you the wrong way. So,
Gotta put on some boxing gloves.
So it was an eventful evening. It took me a while to calm down from that, and then just one other reason why I prefer dealing with dead people over the live ones.
Oh my God! Don't even get me started about live people. Oh my God, they're just so.
I'm telling you, somebody left the bag of idiots open today. I'm not even joking.
Shit, it ain't just a bag, it's a damn box this week. Oh my God.
I know, a big one. Super size.
Well, seeing how the new people, kind of fucked up my intro and took like 3 minutes of our time. New people, learn. Get your shit together. It's my honor to welcome our special guest, Ronda. Hello, Ronda, and thank you for joining us tonight. I hope you're still on and haven't left us.
I'm still here. Thank you, Rodney. I appreciate you guys having me on tonight. I'm looking forward to the show.
Well, I appreciate you.
Here.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and what made you decide to start writing?
Well, I went to school to be a teacher, and that didn't last very long. I decided I'd rather write instead, and I write what I like, which is paranormal. And then I have this, my husband and I have this amazing house that we are trying to promote and get the word out about, the Nickerson Sneed House. It's very active. You guys have been there. I hope you enjoyed your time there.
It was wonderful. Thank you for inviting us. Thank you for having us down. I've been going over, like I said, the audio, the video and stuff. And, oh, my God, when you said that place is active, you are not kidding. I had a personal experience at your house, too. We were switching out, and everybody came out of the house, and I was standing looking towards the house by where your driveway is. And I seen a light that kind of looked like either a candle or a lantern light coming down the steps from that window right up above the door. And when we went in to check it out, we couldn't replicate it. We couldn't figure out where the light came from. We tried to debunk it, and we couldn't do it. But the camera...
That's funny because we've had several people say they've seen a light up there, and we can't figure out what it is.
Well, it looked like somebody was walking down the steps because the way it was moving, and it was you could tell it was kind of swinging back and forth a little bit, and this was around 2 o'clock in the morning when this happened. So I was like, oh my God, is the cameras on it? And of course the camera where we had to set it, somebody bumped it and it moved it away from the stairway a little bit.
We didn't get it, but for Rodney to say, oh my God, I'm bum-pluggled, it was something amazing.
But it was. I love your home. It is beautiful and it is very active.
Thank you.
It too. Except I kept getting lost at first. I kept.
Yeah, I've had that. People tell me that, so I think we're going to make a map of the house.
Yeah, I kept going. I was like, wait, where am I? Okay, wait, no, that's not you.
But yeah, it's a great place. You got a really great place.
Thank you.
So can you tell us what got you interested in the paranormal and writing books about it?
I really don't know, to be honest. I've always been drawn to it. Ever since I was a kid, I've liked horror movies and just to read horror, anything dealing with it, that genre I love. So it's just something I've always been drawn to. That's what I like to read, so obviously that's what I like to write. And that I ever read it really stuck was I read a collection of short stories by Edgar Allan Poe, and he's still a favorite to this day. And H.P. Lovecraft, and obviously Stephen King, you know, all the classics. But I've just always been drawn to that genre. So when the house come available and we decided we were going to purchase it, we were going to move into it, but circumstances didn't allow that, so we decided to do something else with it. And so it was a perfect opportunity to share my love of the paranormal with everyone else, with the house and with the writing. So it's just something I've always been drawn to.
Well, how many books have you written?
I've written 9.
You've been a busy girl.
Quite busy.
That's a good thing.
Are any of your books based off of real life people and events, or are they just all fictional characters and fictional situations?
Well, funny you should ask that. A couple of the books were based on murders. There were a few of the characters in the book that were actually, you know, in the real life investigation. But it's the basis of the books based around fictional characters and their lives and how their lives were touched by the murders. And then one of the books was based on the Lizzie Borden murders, and it was my twist on that.
Cool.
Now, that's something I have always been. I do need to check more into the Lizzie Borden. That story has always kind of boggled me. I would like to dig more into that.
I'd like to investigate the home.
No kidding.
Yeah, if you guys go there, you take me.
Hell yeah. That's a thing. If we could get in there, heck yeah.
So do you have any favorite books that you have written?
Probably the favorite would be the first one in the series of the 2 that I did about the Jack the Ripper murders, Forbidden Fruit. That's probably my favorite.
Do you have any certain inspiration for writing the book?
That other people have written, or?
No, the ones that you've written. You know, do you have anybody that, you know, any other than Jack the Ripper and more? Shit, I just forgot who it was. Lizzie. I'm sorry. I'm off my game now since they fucked up my intro. Damn it, and it was good.
They screwed your intro up, and now you're all off.
I am.
We won't be right for the rest of the night.
Hey, when we have a meeting or something and somebody gets me off track at the beginning, I'm all to hell through the meeting, and everybody's sitting there laughing at me, and I'm like, this sucks. But I ain't talking about the interview. See, I'm sucking this up even worse. Lord, I just got to hush. I guess what you say, like any people, you know, with all the books that you've written, are there any personal folk in your family or friends or somebody you might know that might, you know, have inspired you to maybe a character or something like that?
Actually, yeah, I did a couple of kids books. The first book is called Ravenshire, and the second one is The Glasshouse Children of Ravenshire, and the first in the series is called The Forgotten. They're actually based on my grandmother and my mother and her siblings and my grandfather. So they're loosely based, obviously, because it's a fantasy kids book, the series is. And the basis of the story is this town, Ravenshire, is completely kept back in time. They don't want to move forward, so they still have gas lights and wood heat. I mean, they're so far back that they don't want to move forward, and they're all hiding from something. So, but the kids all have special gifts. One is a fairy charmer, and the other one talks to animals. It's just so obviously it's very loosely based on my family, but I think it was mostly my grandmother that inspired me to write those, but then I threw in the siblings.
Well, are they Amish? I mean, is it kind of like an Amish setting?
No, they're not actually. They're just a town that did not want to really move forward. But no, they're not like Amish or anything.
Oh, cool.
It's like down in the county, Rod.
I think I laughed too hard on that one. Sorry. Well, there goes all the county listeners. Thank you for joining Within the Chaos. Sorry about that.
I'm a West Virginian too, so I get to say I'm allowed to say stuff like that.
Hey, you're West Virginia. I'm Virginia. Look, you keep getting me mixed up. I'm sorry.
I said I'm West Virginian. I can say stuff like that. You can't.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Y'all the one broke away from the great state of Virginia. Well, anyway, are there going to be any more books in the future? If so, what are they based on?
Yeah, I will. I plan on doing 4 more in the Glasshouse Children series. And I'm actually working on a sequel to the Lizzie Borden book. It's present day, and it's descendants of Lizzie Borden. They kind of there's a reason for the murder, Lizzie Borden murders, and the family kind of repeats what happened. I'm also working on a book about the Nickerson Sneed house. It's historical and haunted facts about the house.
Oh, well, how many groups have already investigated the Nickerson Sneed home?
We've had 8 or 10 groups out to come investigate.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Over the years, and I'm happy to say that everybody has gotten some kind of evidence from the house.
Oh, wouldn't it be cool when all this is over and your book is, you're putting your book together? Wouldn't it be cool if we all, if several of us experience, got some of the same evidence? That would be so great.
Actually, I've been going over some stuff, and I've talked to a couple of groups, actually back to back, who've experienced the same thing.
Oh,
I was like, it cold chills on me because I'm like, that's stuff that we've experienced, so it was validation for us as well.
That's awesome.
I got a question about that then. Has any other groups got any EVPs of any females that are speaking in like an Irish or Scottish accent?
It's an Irish accent.
No.
Well, okay.
Oh.
Well, I didn't mean to get y'all excited now, but
I am excited.
we actually got a full sentence of a it's wow, because when I was listening to it, I'm like, who invited the Irish lady? And I went back and listened to it again, and I'm like, who is she? And I thought it might be one of the girls just goofing off, but no, It wasn't the girls. It was somebody else. But you'll get to hear it as soon as I get done. I've been honest with you. I'm hurrying as quick as I can.
Yeah, it's a full sentence. It's great. It was sexy.
Wow. No, we've never had that before.
What are you
Okay.
saying now, baby girl?
How about breathing? Like breath?
Yes.
Like somebody. Okay.
Like loud,
because
like really loud.
Yeah. Like somebody standing right behind you.
Right. Now, down in the basement, we had a DVR set up down there. And one out of the 6 or 8 hours we were there, only thing we got was it felt like somebody was standing right at the mic and did that big, and you're like, what? Who the hell was that? So,
we actually had caught a whistle down there on I was doing an interview with someone. It was actually Bedford Paranormal, and they were doing their preliminary interview, and I was taking them around the house. And he said, "Well, sometimes we catch stuff on these when we're recording, on the preliminary interviews." And he said, "If we get anything, do you want me to let you know?" And I said, "Absolutely." So he calls like 3 days later, and he said, "We got something. Do you want to hear it?" And I'm like, "Sure." So it was after I'd given them the whole tour of the house, and we were coming. The basement was the last place. We were coming up, and I said, "Well, I guess that's it. We'll go on up." And when I said, "Well, I guess that's it. We'll go on up," we heard on the recorder, but we didn't hear this. But on the recorder, it was a whistle like "come back here" or something,
Wow.
And then there was another group that was there a few months ago. This happened a couple of years ago. A few months ago. And we were on the front. I was getting ready to leave, and we all heard a whistle in the back of the house. But we've only heard that twice. Did you guys experience a whistle or anything like that?
well,
No,
yeah,
not.
I still got 2 DVRs to go through, but
Wow.
we didn't get a whistle, but we did get a rifle fire.
Oh, wow.
No,
we've not had that.
Like a muzzle loader, how or a flintlock or something where you get that bam, then we got that, and I was like, holy shit, the gun went off.
Yeah, we've never heard that before. That's awesome.
Yeah. It was. I love your home. And speaking of the basement, when we were going in, your daughter let us in, and she was taking me and showing me where the control, the breakers were. And bless her, she's so sweet. Sweet as could be. And she looked me dead in the face. She said, "Now, when you flip this top breaker when you leave, you flip it and then get out of this basement." Something happened to that poor child in that basement.
Yeah, see, they make me go down. They won't come with me. I was telling my husband this evening, we were there together earlier. I said, they never come with me. They make me go by myself every single time.
Well, she wanted to get the hell out of there once she flicked the breaker. She's like, "Okay, y'all on y'all, bye."
Yeah, y'all have fun.
Flip that breaker, get the hell out of Dodge.
That's what she did too.
She told us, when you flip that last breaker, run, get out of the basement. I said, okay. What traumatized that poor girl.
Well, I don't know. She's never told me, but she won't go down there with me. I'm surprised she went down with you.
Well, I got. Are you interested in maybe doing any other types of writing, other than what you're doing now? Maybe other type of genre.
Well, funny you should ask that. If you look at an author named Josette Devereaux, yeah, that's a pen name, and it's erotica.
Ooh. Here, let me write that down again.
Write that down.
What did you say? Say that name again.
It's Josette Devereaux.
I love the name too. My God.
Well, we know what Ronnie's going to be doing tonight.
He's going to be on Amazon.
I'm gonna be on.
Order.
Hey, and I'm doing it for a good cause. I'm helping out our local authors.
Okay, we believe you.
Okay. Could you see? Speaking of erotica, could you see any of your books becoming a series drama for TV or maybe a movie someday?
Well, actually, I have a local director who is going over Forbidden Fruit, the Jack the Ripper murders, the one about that, and I think he's going to do it for us. We probably won't get started until the fall. He's working on a project of his own right now, but I'm hoping that will be out soon. It will probably go straight to, DVD, but hey, I'll be happy with that.
Heck yeah.
That'd be awesome.
All your books that you've written, if any of them did go to TV or big screen, would you like to play a character from one of your books? And if so, which character and why?
Oh, hell no. I want to be behind the scenes.
You don't want to do none of that erotic from your book? Damn.
No, that's okay.
You just busted Rodney's bubble.
I'm
well,
sorry.
Her husband would be sitting there going, "Oh, hell no, honey. You tell him to get his mind out of the gutter."
So what do you do when you're not writing, Rhonda?
Well, typically we're at that house prepping for something or making repairs. That's typically what we're doing. I do have a publishing company, so I've been busy with that lately. We've got 12 authors signed right now.
That's awesome. Because I write myself. I've done, I have shorts, nothing published. It's all kind of my personal stuff. Because, that I have thought about getting some things published, but it's hard. It's really hard to find a publisher, especially around here.
It is, and that's why I started this company, is because I found it very hard to get published. And I wanted to start a company that it caters to new authors, first-time authors, to give them a chance. I mean, if the work is good, we'll publish them. And, the work, it's either supernatural, paranormal, or like a murder mystery thriller, that type of books is what we publish.
Oh, you're like my new best friend.
Hey, send me something via Facebook. I like to read. I'll read it. Yeah, maybe we'll like it.
Yeah, I've actually talked to Rod about, possibly in the future, because he has a lot of good ideas, but he's not sure how to get how to write them down. And, but we've talked about possibly doing maybe a book on some of the investigations we've done in some of the, most popular places.
Hey,
that would be a really awesome book. That would be something I'd be very interested in publishing.
Oh, okay. Can I go under a pen name like Doogie Longstockings or something?
Sure.
Or
we could give you one of those. We could give you one of those sexy names.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Long John Rodney. Fat boy and 3 legs.
Oh, Lord, Rodney. You're a man.
I'm sorry. I can't help myself.
I know you said that Edgar Allan Poe was, one of your favorite authors. Are there any more that inspire you as a writer? Like my personal favorite, I love Ben Koontz. He's my hero.
Yes. The Odd Thomas books. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yes, those were so awesome.
Yes. I like H.P. Lovecraft. I like Stephen King's older stuff, not really much on anything newer that he does. I do like the newer authors, PC Cast and Cami Garcia and Margaret Stoll.
I'll have to
They
check
do,
in some of those.
Yeah, they do paranormal romance. I don't know if you're familiar with Beautiful Creatures, that series, but that's Cami Garcia and so it's a really good series.
I've been trying
Paranormal.
to find this series to read.
I just came up with one. Paranormal erotica. I like it.
I will try my hand at that.
Well,
I'll
Well,
give
if
you
you
a signed copy.
If you can't do it, I'm sure I can. I can't write, but I can sure record it and bring it to you. It'd be like, here. Now, go with it, girl.
He's going to be trying to seduce the spirits.
That's right. Think about it. Wouldn't that be a great book or even a movie where somebody has a love affair with? And I ain't talking about the ghost from the movie Ghost. No, I'm talking about way beyond that.
Oh my God! I could see you coming up with something like that, Rod.
I mean, yeah. Screw the the potty, the potter wheel, and the clay, and the gut. No, screw that. I'm talking about getting nasty, freaky shit.
Oh Lord have mercy! You probably have a number one hit there, Rod.
Well, think about
Yeah,
it.
it's something unique.
Here's a title for one: A Spirit Bust My Cherry.
Oh God!
Oh God!
I warned you last night that and I am so glad that you're open. But I did, Robin. I talked to her a little bit last night on Facebook, and I told her, I said, we're gonna have a good time. I'm like, you better be ready. Like Donald Trump, like the Don says, it's gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge.
I was warned.
Oh Lord. Yeah, he's something else, let me tell you.
Night, man. I fucked up my damn intro. Now I'm ready to rock and roll.
He's pretty good at He's pretty good at making up songs too.
Oh, especially when we're sitting there doing EVPs. I'm sitting there sitting alone, getting a bone. Way to go, poking at me.
Oh Lord. Oh, so you wrote. I'm sorry, he's got me tickled. You wrote The Birthright and the sequel to it called The Choice. Can you explain why you chose to write a sequel to The Birthright? I mean, what inspired you to go ahead with a sequel to it?
That story just didn't end. And there's a third one. It's called The Quickening, and it's a third one in the series. I'm actually working on that. Birthright, it's about a young girl. She's 17, and she keeps dreaming about this guy, but it's like set way back in time, like in medieval times. And she don't know why she keeps dreaming about him. Well, she goes to school, and there he is. So he is an immortal, and he's been waiting 300 years for her to be reborn and to remember who he is. So he finds her finally, and so she finally realizes who he is. It finally comes to her, and she starts remembering back to her past life. And they have these challenges they have to face. They get over one obstacle, but it leaves you kind of hanging at the end. So they have this whole second book, The Choice, where she has to choose whether she wants to continue to be immortal with him or if they both want to become mortal and just live one life and let that be it. And then the third book, it focuses less on those two characters and more on another, a sub-character and his girlfriend. He is also an immortal. so this one is The Quickening. The first two focus mostly on Nala and Blake, but the third one will focus mostly on Sebastian and Kay Ella, with Nala and Blake being support characters in the background.
See, now that's creativity. Do you ever dream some of this crazy stuff and you just say, hey, I have to write this down and go with something like this? I have some of the craziest dreams that I just know are going to make the greatest stories, and I got a little notebook filled with little, of dreams I've had.
Yes, and I'll have a notebook and a pen in my bed, and I'll wake up and I'll scribble this stuff down because I'll forget it by the morning. Well, in the morning I'm like, what the hell is this? I have to try to decipher what I wrote in the middle of the night. But yeah, actually one of the books that I started, it's called The Old Victorian. That's the work in progress name. I don't know if the title will change, but it started out as a snippet from a dream. It was like just a little tiny scene in a dream, and that's where the idea for that book came from. But the Birthright series, just the intro to the book, it's what I wrote ended up being the first 3 pages in the book. And I was just sitting in the car rider lineup waiting on my daughter to get out of school, and always carrying a notebook and a pen in case something hits me. And I just started writing. And these 2 characters introduce themselves, and it's really kind of creepy because they talk to me while I'm writing. And now that's just kind of strange. So I talked to other writers, and I found out I'm not crazy, that this happens to them too.
Okay,
so maybe we're all crazy. Maybe we're all crazy.
I think there's probably a term for that in the medical field.
We don't want to hear. We don't want to know that. We're just going to consider ourselves normal.
Yes, because I have often questioned my sanity when I'm playing these scenes out in my head, and I can picture my characters down to their birthmarks, and then I'm like, have I lost my mind? No, I'm on Prozac for that, so I know I'm...
I'm taking meds for that. Control these voices that are speaking to me.
Or have you ever acted out a scene, talked it out loudly?
Yeah.
My kids will come to the house, Mom, it's just characters. Let me alone a minute. And I'll just keep it like, okay. Because I'm continuing, I'm talking like for 3 people. I found out that's normal too.
I wonder how many schizophrenic people have gotten locked up and all they was doing was trying to write.
Yeah, really.
Do you do the voices for each one? Like, say there's Mary Lou and you're going, well, let me tell you, honey. And then you got Bob in the corner going, well, what are you going to tell me? And you got Junior going, Mommy. Do you do that?
Absolutely. You got to have their voices. You got to have their accents. You got to have their characteristics. Absolutely.
Well, I'm not a writer or anything, but I have that shit going on with my life all the time. What the hell?
That's because you actually are schizophrenic. We just ain't told you.
Oh, okay. Oh, so mine are real. Yours
are real.
Okay. Well, I know you're a huge fan of the paranormal. And you, like we talked earlier, that you recently invited our team, Black Diamond Paranormal Society, had to get a plug, to come to investigate the Nickerson Sneed home. What drew you to purchase that amazing home? Did paranormal have anything to do with your decision to purchase it?
Well, I don't know, to be honest. If it did, it was subconsciously. I didn't really want the house. It was kind of we were buying houses, my husband and I, and renting them, smaller houses. So this house came on the market, and the realtor we had working for us said, oh, you need to come look at this house. Well, we had eaten there when it was a restaurant. And I said, no, this house is way too big for what we want. We don't need this house. Oh, please just come look at it. Well, we called them this every day for like 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, if you'll shut up, I'll come look at the house. Just leave me alone. But I'm telling you, we don't want it. So we went to the house, and, I'd been in the house before to have dinner, and it was all fine and dandy. That was okay. But when we walked in the house that day with that realtor, I was like, oh, my God. I turned to my husband and said, we have to have this house. He's like, seriously? was like, yeah, what are we going to do with it? I said, well, we'll move in it. I don't know. I wasn't consciously thinking I could have this house because it's haunted. It was more, I guess, a subconscious thing. Just something said, you need this house.
It was Betsy Sneed whispering in your ear.
It was Betsy. She was like, hey, look here, look here.
Yeah. Look what you got.
Funny thing about Betsy, when we first purchased the house, people would call us and say, somebody broke into your house. I saw them standing upstairs looking out the window. Well, I would break a leg to get up there to, see who broke into the house. And doors were all locked. The windows were all still locked. Nobody was in the house. So after a couple of months, I'm just like, okay, thank you. And then I get off the phone and say, it's Betsy again. Then people will say it now. I'm like, okay, we'll check it out. We never go because I know what it is.
You already know.
I already know. It's Betsy.
Have you had any paranormal experiences that frighten you?
Well, of course, when you're up there alone, anything's kind of frightening. But actually, there was something that happened this past week that was really unsettling that we had never experienced before. I was up there with two other ladies, and we heard a growl right there where we were standing. So we decided, okay, it's probably close to time to go. This was broad daylight, so we thought, well, we'll look around the house a minute and see, if we see or hear anything that's out of the ordinary since we heard that growl. And we're like, well, I think it's about time to leave. So we started down that long hallway, and we heard it again. So we hightailed it to the front door and said, yeah, it's absolutely time to go.
Well, since you mentioned that, we got a growl too.
Seriously, we have never heard a growl before. This is the first time.
And we got it in the hallway near the kitchen.
Oh my God, that's where we got it. Oh my God, I just got cold chills all over me. Okay.
Yep.
That long kitchen area, where there's like a table and then a booth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And then there's that rustic-looking dining room. Mm-hmm. We were standing right there where the dining room meets that long kitchen area. And then that's where the first girl was. It was behind that girl, and it was over towards the back end of that rustic kitchen and that long hallway at the back door. And then when we come down, that's where it growled again. Oh, my God, that is so creepy.
Yeah, because I had the DVR. I sat the DVR right there in that hallway near the back door.
Yep.
And I'll tell you something else. Have you ever had anything happen? You have that room where you have, like, all the Halloween stuff and, like, the monster stuff and masks and all that.
Uh-huh.
Does anything in there ever happen to you?
I've had people be touched in that room, and we've had this terrible scent of urine we have smelled in that room. That's nothing to me personally, but I have had people say they've been touched in that room.
It was just something about that room just kind of drew me to it, and I did, was it the vase? That's what a vase was. It just fell off for no reason, and that was before we even started the investigation. And so
we
happened.
We did have something be thrown at someone in that room.
And I love your clown that's in there. That thing is freaking awesome.
Which one? The one in the pink, the big tall one?
The one that, it was like sitting. Yeah, I mean, it's just real creepy. Yeah, I love it.
That's funny. When we first decided to do the haunted house, I thought, what rooms are we going to do? And then I thought, what scares me? Clowns and spiders. That was the first two rooms we sat up.
Well, I don't mean to go back, but where you mentioned that you smelled urine upstairs in that room, I know in the basement when two of the investigators were down there, I heard them talking about smelling cat piss or piss. And the smell lasted because they're like, gosh, we can't stay here long. And apparently the smell only lasted about 5 minutes, and then they started talking about how they don't smell it no more, that they probably got used to the smell. Is there any possible way that a cat could have got in there, or does the animals get in the basement?
Possibility in the basement, but not upstairs. And there is, and I don't know if you guys experience this, but there's a foul odor of like rotten meat that comes and goes upstairs.
Now, I don't think anybody mentioned anything like that happening.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
It's not all the time, but occasionally they'll, at one of the haunts a couple of years ago, it's actually the first haunt, people were going through, oh, this is cool, how'd y'all get that stinking smell in there? It's really authentic. And I'm like, oh, it's the trick of the trade. And we're like, oh, crap, that thing's here again. It's moving around.
Holy shit.
I guess I should have really told them.
Rotten. I about made Rodney puke, but it wasn't from no nasty smell.
Oh, gosh. Well, I would tell this story real quick. While we're sitting in the van, was getting ready to switch out. Robin jumps in the van and grabs what she thought was her cup and took a big drink out of it, and it was one of the other guys' spit cup. And she just jumps up in between my seats in the van because I got a trash can there and starts puking. And then I'm like,
oh.
You know, her husband grabs her hair, I grab her hair, and I'm like, oh, God.
Man.
You know, you kind of want to laugh about it, but then again, you're kind of like, oh, God, y'all gross. You people make me sick.
We made sure that everything was in the handbook about where people put their spit cups.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
But in every investigation, there's always something that's not paranormal that happens that's so much fun to talk about.
Well, I've also, I know you have visited many haunted locations in your travels. What are some of those locations like? Have you had experiences there?
I have not, but now I have been lucky enough to visit the Winchester House and the Half Moon Bay Distillery. We went to New Orleans and we got to see I think it's the Madame Lalaurie House. It was the basis for one of the American Horror Story seasons. I think it was season 3, Kevin.
Yes.
We did get to go to Gettysburg. That was awesome. We visited the battlegrounds. But no, I haven't experienced anything out at any of those places.
Have you been on an actual paranormal investigation with any group?
No, but I want to go. I think it would be so much fun.
Yeah, see, you're going to have to go. See, I was going to hit you up later to see, we need to get back in there now that your spirits are comfortable with us. You need to come with us because they're really comfortable with you.
Yeah, you guys come back and I'll come one night with you and we'll just do it. I'll hang out and see what happens.
I need to do something Irish.
We'll put you to work. I'll be like, okay, go get them, girl.
Yeah, I'll be the first one out the door.
I'll be like, where did she go?
I heard a growl.
She heard a growl. I see nothing but doors slinging open. I ain't paying for that broke door. She did that.
Well, we've had quite a few things. I've had things happen up there that's not, I had a tug on my jacket, which did not scare me at the time because I thought it was my husband playing a trick. But when I stood up and turned around and just yelled obscenities at him and had my hand drawn back, realized I was alone, then I got a little freaked out.
You know,
I have to ask, what is up with the bathtub in the kitchen? Was that there?
No, there's a funny story about the bathtub. It was actually a donation from the Barter Theater, and it was used in a play where the mother drowned her children in that tub.
Great play.
Yeah. So no, that ugly ass garden tub upstairs. We're gonna pull that thing out and put the faucet tub up there. More. Yeah, it matches the house a little better.
I was like, did they used to bathe in the kitchen?
Everybody, the appraiser comes through back in the fall, and he's like, what's our bathtub in the kitchen? I'm like, it's stored there. Everybody that comes through, I'm like, it's stored. When they walk past it, when they look at it, I'm like, it's just stored there.
Well, I thought it was great because I'm sitting there thinking, wouldn't it be great to be sitting in a bathtub and get breakfast served to you while you're taking a bath? That would be awesome.
That would be kind of fun.
I mean, it would be. You sit there, yeah, Mom, bring me some scrambled eggs and some fried bacon. What are you doing? I'm washing my ass. I'm right here. Can't you see me? Instead of getting served in bed, you get it served in the bathtub. So what's your plans for 2016?
Well, right now we're in the midst of our murder mystery dinners. And then we have a craft festival June 4th. We have a writers conference July 8, 9, and 10 at the house. And pretty much that's it, except for some investigations. I think we'll do a public investigation in August and maybe a restore event. And then, of course, the haunt begins in the last weekend of September. And then me, I'm going to keep publishing and keep writing.
And that was July 8th, 9th, and 10th? We haven't.
I'm sorry?
Your, for the writers, you said that was 8th, 9th, and 10th?
Yes.
July? We ain't got nothing planned. I might just pop on in down there.
Yeah. We're doing a writers conference, and we've got some wonderful speakers, accomplished writers, and then there's going to be a book signing and sale for the authors at the Emory and Henry campus in their Van Dyke building on the 9th.
Cool.
Well, if you need any of our help for anything, our services are open to you for anything we can help you out with, because we're just that kind of people.
Well, I appreciate that.
Rodney likes to talk.
I love to talk. Well, I do love to talk. I can't help it. I can't, yeah. But I got, it's one of those things, which I'm sure you've done public speaking. You got to know your crowd. And I normally try to start out with a joke to get a feel for the crowd. And if they all sit there and look at me and you hear crickets, then I know I just fucked up and it's going to be a long speech.
Or when you start going, my mama.
Yeah, I can get into stuttering too, because especially if I hear somebody stuttering, next thing I know, I'm sitting there, damn, what did you do to me? What, do you have a website or any information on how to purchase your books or get in contact with you? You'd like to give a big shout out to everybody?
Yeah. You can find me on Facebook. You can, if you want anything, dealing with the Nickerson's Need House, it's the Nickerson's Need House on Facebook. We also have a website, the Nickerson's Need House, WordPress.com. If you're interested in the Halloween stuff, we call it the Nickerson's Need House Haunted Mansion. So if you're interested in that, we have a website for that, hauntedmansionvirginia.com. And the publishing company is fullmoonpublishing.com. You can get that on Facebook as well, Full Moon Publishing, LLC. And then my books are all on Amazon, Books A Million, and Barnes & Noble.
Awesome. Rhonda, you are a dog. I just love talking to you.
Oh, I thought you was talking to me. I'm like, well, you talk to me all the time.
Okay, Rhonda.
Well, thank you, Robin. Robin, you really need to send me some of your short stories because we are actually getting ready to publish a book, a collection of short stories from different authors. So,
well, I will definitely. Maybe I'll let Rod read some of them and let him pick out a couple of his favorites.
All right.
If it's got anything about me, you know, I'll be like, yeah, that one can go. That one can go. But it's kind of hard. You got Rodney, Robin, and Rhonda, all three on the air. Like I don't know who I am anymore.
We'll have to go by her writer's name with the erotica.
Oh
yeah, I wrote that down. Yeah, Yvette. Yes, Yvette. That just changes the whole tone, don't it? Hello, Yvette. How are you tonight? Tell us about yourself. And please leave out no detail. Well, our time's about up, and I do appreciate you coming on. We got a couple of minutes, and this has been, for me, a blast and truly an honor. And thank you for having us down at your home, and thank you for coming on the show. I mean, I can't wait to meet you personally. You probably run us off after you meet me face to face, but it's a chance you got to take.
Oh, no, I doubt it. My daughter said you guys were great, so she's got good judge character. So, I seriously want you guys to come back. So just Facebook message me and let me know. And we'll set something up. I'd love to have you back out again.
Great. Tell your daughter she won't have to escort me to the basement this time. I know where I'm going.
You know where it's at. And thank you so much, guys, for having me on tonight. I really appreciate it. I've had so much fun.
Oh, I appreciate you coming on. Thank you. Yeah, it's been great. I wish all the interviews went just well. Well, again, thank you for coming on the show, and that's it for us tonight. I want to thank Rhonda for coming on the show, and to thank everyone that took the time to listen and take part in our show. I'd like to give a big shout-out to the Vibe Radio Network, and also to all the first responders and our men and women in the armed services. Thank you for your service. Our guest for next Thursday night, May 19th, will be Shannon Stockton. Shannon is an actress and model. I hope I said her last name right. So turn in next week to another exciting show starting at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, be safe, and everyone have a good night.
Night, y'all. And Rhonda, night. Thank you so much.
Good night. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Countdown has begun.
To the second annual Paranormal Restore. It was so successful the first time they knew they had to do it again. Hosted by Bruce Barraclough Jr. and St. Albans Sanatorium.
With special guest speakers, Eric Knapp, Pat Bizard O'Keefe, the Connor sisters, Lyle and Tana Lotz from